So what happens after you make a large mini album and you still have paper left over? Well, that's when Graphic 45's album in a box comes in handy. Hi everyone, this is Debbie from Project 39 Mini Albums, and I used up most of the 12 by 12 collection pack of the Spring is in the Air, along with a lot of the patterns and solids and a lot of the 8 by 8. Now, I picked up, I guess you'd call them half collections, like there were 12 sheets, well, maybe 8 sheets of this in a pack. And I think I got some of the patterns and solids too from Scrap and Create, an online scrapbooking store. So I made a mini album with a tutorial that is listed on my YouTube channel, but I did have a lot of paper left over, so I've been playing with paper. Now, every once in a while, Graphic 45 has a challenge, and the challenge for March, which ends April 4th, was use a pre-made album. So I picked up this album in a box, I don't know, a while ago, and decided to use it. I wish I had done a video of what the album in the box consists of, but it includes a box, and it's got an album that you're supposed to attach to the inside spine of the box. Now, I know I'm not the only one, but I didn't want it attached to the inside spine. I made a cover for it and used up a lot of the paper. So let me show you what I made. So here it is. It's a cute little album in a box. The box itself measures 5.5 by 5.5 by 2 inches. It's got a magnet here on the side. I did decorate the side, let me show you. So I used, again, I was using a lot of scraps. I'm trying to get that glare so it doesn't show. That came from a sticker sheet. That was one of the border strips. It's cut in half because I didn't have a whole sheet. That was another one. I love the Spring is Sprung, so I added that on both of the sides. This is the, well, I guess this is the top and bottom. And then here is the top and bottom here. I'm looking to put something here. I have to go through my metal stash and see. Added those butterflies. And there is the cover. I layered up some of the chipboard. So there's a chipboard frame and there's a chipboard piece below it. This bunny came from the ephemera. Here's tag, and then that was one of the border strips as well. Love this paper. It's just so pretty, so springy. That's layered on some of the pink solids on top of the blue solids, and that's on top of the box. So let me take you inside. So inside I've got a little pocket. Now there is a pocket that comes with the book in the box. I pulled that off because it was really thick. Actually, this might even be a little too thick. I just made a card out of scraps. Left the back blank so you could add a photo to it, and that is on the inside front cover. And then here is the album. You can see the inside. I used that bunny paper to cover it. I love that paper, and I thought it made a nice accent piece. It's also on the sides. So very cute box. Now this measures 5 by 5. I decided not to make the cover larger than the pages. Usually I do, but my thought process was the chipboard was 5 by 5, and then once you cover it with cardstock, it's already going to make it a little bit bigger. So I just left it at the 5 by 5 cardstock. So we've got the cover. I do have this little cut apart because the bunny to me is the star of the show. It's layered on some cardstock with a piece of chipboard. Probably I didn't need to layer it, but I liked having the dimension. I added this, A Beautiful Day from a border strip, added a little flower there. Here's the spine with a chipboard element with a little bit of ribbon. And then on the back, I just added a sticker. Now, I left this mostly what it came. I didn't add too much to the book is what I'm trying to say. But here in the cover, I did add a little waterfall, added a little cut apart, layered that on some cardstock. I do have a magnet here and a magnet under here. So I made a waterfall with just some of the pattern paper, added a little pocket to the inside of that, and that just simply closes like that. And then here I did have to pull up the pockets and reattach them, just adding a little bit of glue, because when the books are made, there is about 1/2 inch of adhesive keeping it so you can't put a big mat in there. Now I just could have made a smaller photo mat, but anyhow, so there is that. And just a cute little pocket. My idea with my design here was I love the spring flowers, wanted to add all of the colors to the front. I mean, I just love this paper, and I wanted to include that here and then go into some more spring flowers here, just to have some continuity to the design. On this page, again, spring flowers here. We've got this focal point here matching with this. I liked the green here, but I wanted a pop of something when we go to the next feature. But we've got green here, so you can add a couple of photos there. And of course, this is open, so you can add photos to there. Now, the next feature is here with the pink. So again, we've got the pink showing there. Now this is how the book came. There is this side loading pocket here at the top. I did add a magnet underneath the butterfly. There was a side loading pocket on the bottom. Here's the corresponding magnet. I just made it easier to close. That's why I did that. So our next page, and again, most of these features were in this book. For instance, this top loading pocket was already here in the book. I just added the pattern paper to it, and I did add the flap here. I just wanted a focal point on this page. The spring is in the air with the butterflies, matches this paper nicely, and then I added a butterfly here to coordinate with the paper. The back side of this paper did have the stripes. I added this teeny little piece of paper just to separate it from those two. You don't have to, but I liked how that works. I did have a magnet here. Of course, I left that blank so you could add a photo and it won't affect the magnet. Here's a photo mat there, and of course the butterfly is open. And then this top loading pocket just simply has room to put a photo. You know, nothing too big and bulky, but room to put a photo. So that goes down like that. Our next page has a butterfly as a little tuck spot. I used just a couple of different papers again. This was after I had made a large mini album and I was running out of paper, but it gave me the opportunity of using these gorgeous little border strips. I have the bunny on both sides, love the little forget-me-nots. I mean, I guess we could do it this way, but too many stripes here and here, so that's why I did that. And plus I have this pattern and this pattern to coordinate, and it sort of coordinates with this, just obviously the reverse. That's a chipboard element. I peel a lot of the chipboard off of it just to keep the bulk down. I did make this pocket. It's a cheater pocket. I just glued it on 3 sides, and there is a 3x4 photo mat inside. On the next page, so I did make the flaps on this page. I wanted it identical. I wanted to be able to use the bunnies because they're adorable. I did add this border strip on the sides, used a corner punch just to add a little bit of oomph to the page, and I of course love the stripes on this page. Now these pages are identical. Let me move this over so you can see. So here I fussy cut some of the bunnies here and some of the butterflies. This is a 2.5 by 2.5 little photo mat. This is 3x4 little photo mat. You can use either of those for photos or in journaling. And then this page is similar. I mean, I did fussy cut 3 rabbits here and 2 rabbits there. Can we get them both in? Well, here, if I go like this, just so you can see how these are done. But sometimes I like to have identical features in a page. On here, I loved this pattern paper, so I just simply cut it here. I mean, you can see the bunny tail over there. I didn't cover this with a photo mat or anything. You can add a small photo to that, but I just like the bunny, and I added this cut apart inside the pocket. This was one of the border strips from the 12 by 12 paper. Just left it as is. I mean, it's pretty. It's pretty. And then I went back to the green on this page, again using this pretty paper. That paper is under here. I did break it up, putting a 4.5 by 4.5 photo mat with 4.25 by 4.25 green solids. This is actually the green solid paper. I just cut a 1/4 inch strip out of it and glued the green, the stripe, and then the green. Added a sticker from that, so you could put it here. Now you can add a photo to there, of course. This is open. I did ink around the edge of that just so it would show a little bit, but you still could put a photo here. I mean, obviously. So pretty. Love the green. It's such a pretty green. And then here, so after I cut the paper out, 4 7/8 by 4 7/8, I took some packing tape and taped it on the back side here. Then I took my X-Acto and cut around from about 1/2 inch from the side and about 1/2 inch from the bottom, and that just makes a darling little tuck spot. Of course, it's most effective when you have a contrasting photo mat below it, but I like to do that feature to some of the pages. I loved this pattern paper. To me, it's very romantic, and you can just about smell the lilacs in the air with seeing the butterfly and the bees flying around. And here is the back cover. I don't know if you can see how this is attached. So there is 3 signatures to the feature, and I simply added a couple of pieces of 1/4 inch score tape on the center of it, like from about 1/2 inch down, and some glue all over the rest of it, and just burnished the heck out of it so it would stay in the book. So that is it. That is the mini album and the book box I made with Graphic 45's album in a box, along with the newest collection that came out in spring of 2025, Spring is in the Air. That just about finishes up. Stay tuned. I have another video coming of using the rest of the scraps from Spring is in the Air. And don't forget, I do have a tutorial on a large mini album using this gorgeous, 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 gorgeous paper. So that is what I have for you today. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I invite you to do so. And I appreciate you taking the time to watch this. Thank you so much for watching, and have a fabulous day.